All right, we'll start with principal reports. Let's see. Start with Mr. Cash.
I don't have anything for the agenda. I don't really have anything much. The school custodian's working hard, getting the floors done. I think we've got 3 or 4 rooms left in the hallway, so they've been really working hard this past month. They've had to jump around a little bit because of the Ready to Be Ready grant. That was ended last week. Students had a great time with that. Teachers done a wonderful job. So we're just getting ready. Got countdowns on, month to go. So we're getting things cleaned up, ready to go for school starting in a month. So that's all I have, unless you have anything for me. Thank you.
That's good.
Same thing as Scott. The janitors are working hard, floors are looking good, they're getting everything on the inside before they go to the outside. And like he said, we are closing out from last year and we're ready up for next year. So that's all that's going on. Unless you have something for me, that's it.
Stanley.
I just wanted to say that I was glad that I got to go to the TASCD conference last week with Ms. Keaton and Ms. Sexton and Ms. Roberts. I think it's probably one of the best conferences I've been to in a while. The leader of that conference was Tara Brown, and she was extremely enthusiastic. She is a former basketball coach, but she was absolutely fantastic. In fact, Ms. Keaton and I talked about whether or not maybe at some point we could get her to come here to do an in-service because she was fabulous. It was a good experience. We learned a lot, and I'm really glad that I got to go to that. Same thing as Scott said, we have just finished the Ready program. I want to thank Ms. Norris, Ms. Harris, and Ms. Vance for their participation in that. One day I went outside, the kids were outside getting ready to load on a school bus to go on a field trip, and one of the little boys that I'm very familiar with, he said, "You know, Miss Stanley, I normally don't like reading, but I've really liked reading in this program." So I think that's saying something, that the kids were very involved. They were really enthused about learning to read. So I appreciate those 3 teachers because I think they did a great job. ASP will finish up July 25th, so they'll be out of our building then. Right now, that green hall is totally taken up. Every room is taken up with ASP personnel. The custodians have finished pretty much in the blue hall, and now that the the Ready to Be Ready ladies are out, they'll go back and kind of redo those 2 rooms a little bit. And that's pretty much all I have, except, like they said, the janitors are working hard to try to get the building ready to go again. Ms. Hall and Ms. Sexton are working to fill a special ed opening up there. And I have an attendance monitor recommendation ready to go into Mr. Hall. So I think we're proceeding as fast as we can, as thoroughly as we can, to fill those vacancies. And I don't have anything for the agenda.
Ms. Starr.
Thank you. I don't have anything for the agenda. I'm going to ditto what those folks said about the janitors. Spent most of the month of June interviewing and trying to fill some positions at Birchfield. I think we're on the track to get some of those, most all those filled. So very thankful that a lot of praying and a lot of interviewing. Had some fabulous, fabulous folks come through to interview. There's just more applications than we have spots at this time, but some fabulous teachers coming through. Still have some pre-K openings at school, so if you have not enrolled your 4-year-old, please come and do that. I think some of the other schools may have some openings as well. Just that enrollment is open just everywhere, but we do have some pre-K openings. Just want to remind you of that. Want to remind teachers that PD is still going on. Attended some great PD trainings in June, but in July we have like 4 or 5 more that are going to be outstanding. So I just want to remind those teachers that they need to get that finished as well. Want to congratulate all those mini grant winners. I think I had 10 from Birchfield. There's quite a few I've seen. I guess Miss Leah put that on our Scott County website. There's numerous teachers from every school there. So congratulations to all those folks. And just want to thank First National Bank. That's a monumentous program that serves a lot of kids in our county. So I just want to thank them for that. Mr. Cole Hunt will be doing our middle school band camp the week of July the 16th. That is a free camp for those kids, so any student in Scott County, Oneida, surrounding counties, if you want to come, please come be a part of that. It is July 16th through the 20th. So like I said, we're just getting everything ready. I know test scores are somewhere out in the cosmos that we may actually see those in the next little bit. The state always changes those dates on that, so we may get to see those pretty soon. So unless you have questions for me. Oh, and I want to say thank you to the Scott County Sheriff's Department for supplying us with some workers this summer. I really do appreciate that, Mr. Silko.
Mr. Shamp.
I don't have anything for the agenda. Just reiterating what's already been said. The maintenance folks, we were a little bit understaffed in the maintenance department early on, but we have had a person to transfer. Vaughn Goodman has transferred down, and today was his first day. Unbelievably wonderful man. We look forward to Vaughn and hopefully a long tenure there at Robbins. All of the positions on the staff are full, and we're looking forward and getting excited about the school year. The maintenance department that has been there, Kelly Myers, has been working extremely hard to get the school as close to being ready for the beginning of the school year as she can. I'm really proud of the work that she has done to this point, and it is very attainable for it to not only be ready but better than it's ever been before. So we're excited about that and looking forward to the beginning of the school year. So unless you have anything for me, that's all I've got.
All right. Mr. You got anything? You had that look on you.
I do have, it's in your pile there somewhere, the 17-18 bullying complaint data for this past year. I can tell you that the number of complaints were way down from 16-17. And if you have any questions about those, I'd be glad to answer them for you. But that's required by state law that I provide the board with a copy of that data. So there it is, and if you have a question about it, I'd be glad to try to answer for you, but that's all I have.
Okay. I did have to revise the budget from last time I talked to you guys. I know you just voted on that, but I just wanted to give you have a new copy of it. If you want to look on page 27, I put the numbers in red so you could see where I had to revise it. It did change the bottom number, so that's why we had to revise that. And then the next thing we have is, it's called Buy Board, and it's TSB approved, but we have to have your approval to become members. And what it does, it's a program that allows us to purchase from other school systems competitive bids. And since we are TSBA members, it is at no cost to us, but allows us to use Buy Board in the competitive bid process. And then there is a small handout that tells you like the top 10 things. I think yours might be yellow, but gives you some more information on it if you all would want to approve to do that. And then that's all I have.
This month we have been busy working on end of the year reports and our excess costs, so we got those in last Friday. And then we did complete an in-service for regular teachers provided by special ed teachers. So we did that on June the 18th. On June the 19th, we did an in-service with all of our special ed teachers, and everyone turned out. We were good to get together as a group. We do have Bill Wilson, who is a retired state special ed lawyer. He is going to be coming on June the 26th to provide professional development, and we're looking very forward to him coming on that date. And then as Ms. Stanley mentioned, Mr. Hall and I have been busy interviewing applicants for special ed teaching positions. Mr. Hall has hired 3 applicants in those teaching positions, and then we interviewed 3 more today. So we're busy working, trying to fill those positions just as quickly as possible. And I don't have anything for the agenda unless you all have any questions. All right, thank you.
I don't have anything for the agenda, but I will tell you, what we've got planned so far, because we probably see you before we start off, we'll be meeting with managers starting on the 25th of July, meeting with all those, getting ready to place orders and get ready for the new school day. On the 27th of July, we will have a sub-cook training here downstairs. It begins at 8:30, so if you know of anyone who would like to work with us, we would be glad to have them in the cafeterias. Then our ladies will have their first cleaning day on July the 30th. And also on August 1st, they will have the second cleaning day. And we will have in-service on August the 3rd, and it will be at the Presbyterian Church. And we will have our East Tennessee consultant there. She will be doing some of the training this year along with our health inspector, and I will be there. So that will put us starting the school year off. We'll be ready to go. Plans is already there. But I have nothing for the agenda.
Mr. Bond, do you have anything?
I have nothing.
Mr. Bose?
I have nothing for the agenda. We'd like the board to know the status of our driver situation. Last school year, we ended with an open route at Winfield and an open route at Robbins. We now have a open route at Birchfield. We're going to try to work it to where I can consolidate the buses there. I really won't know nothing until we get the school year started and see how many kids we actually got going. We'll do our best. We also got one driver that was in the hospital, not for sure if, a special needs driver, not for sure if he's going to be able to drive anymore or not. So that's our situation. We need drivers. We need some help. I'm driving just about every day, and during the winter time, I just can't do it. It's just too hard checking roads, you know. So, any ideas, thoughts, let me know. We'll try anything right now. The process for training, the state has come down with a new training format that we have to follow. So it's not just study, go take a written test, drive around a little bit, go take a practical test. It's not like that anymore. So it's going to be a 2 to 3 month process for you to get your license.
So we're going to hang the banner up also?
Yes, yes. I'm not sure if we need to put it on a new building or put it on one of the buses out front.
One of the buses out front.
Yeah, it'll be temporary. I'll take care of that first.
Mr. Blake?
Don't have anything for the agenda. I just would like to remind somebody was talking about the in-services. We have scheduled some math in-services for updates for the high school curriculum, and also we've got some in-services scheduled for the new science books for the different grade levels. And that's all I have.
To emphasize what Ms. Tanya said, pre-K students, we have openings in every school except Fairview. And we need 4-year-olds who are 4 by August the 15th. Our budget was cut this time $10,000 to $15,000 because of our 3-year-old class. We did not have enough 4s because of that class. So we're really looking for 4s. We have great teachers, a really good program, so all the supplies and things that they need. So if your parents out there are listening and you have a 4-year-old, that you would get to have a good early learning year, you need to contact the principal of your school or call central office here. Pretty much what we've done the month of June has been the PDs. We've had several really, really good ones. We've sent some of our people to training, and then we have gotten some of our other people who had strengths to do trainings. We have done Read to Be Ready for pre-KK and first grade. We've done a poverty simulation that was a lot of fun, where the participants had to do a budget and gave amount of money and work within their means to see really what some of our parents go through. Very enlightening. We have had Dara Klein did a day for us on behavioral, dealing with students with severe behaviors. She did a really, really good job. We've had the Children's Center come down and do child abuse and bullying prevention. That was a really good one. Then we had Amy Jefferson, Sherry Miller did an informational text, grades 1 and 2 for us. Had a really good crowd that day. And then Sherry Trammell and Melissa Roberts did 3rd and 4th grade math fractions. And then the month of July, we have several additional ones scheduled. And that's what, one thing John was talking about was the textbook trainings. Is that July 9th, John, you think?
July 9 for most of them. The high school has a webinar. July 26th, I believe.
And it's on B class, right, Craig? All that's on B class?
The 26th one just came up today.
Yeah, 26th, we just said it today, so he's not at time.
So we encourage our people to go on to B class and register for these, so we'll have some idea how many's gonna come, and refreshments to provide, and handouts and things like that. Other things that we're gonna have, Miss Terry's gonna do Stronger Brains. We have pre-K and K, reading and math, and they're also gonna talk about the portfolio, which is back and here to stay. We also have Miss Levon's going to do writing training in July. Charles Beeman's going to do classroom management. That's July 17th. We have informational text reading. Well, we actually have 2 that day. Math, we have Miss Cindy and Miss Ashley from Huntsville Middle, along with informational text. Both of those are on the 18th. The math one's over at Huntsville Middle, the reading one is here. And then we have several technology trainings, and as Ms. Debbie mentioned, Bill Wilson, legal issues for regular ed and special ed. And then one that we had in June was highly attended, and that was where Ms. Debbie's teachers did information on special ed issues. So that was a good one. So we've had good attendance, but we still have several more that can be attended. So we encourage our teachers to get on B class and register for those. And I think that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Do have quite a few items that will be on our agenda for this month. First one is to approve the Tennessee school systems for equity membership due for 2018-19 school year. I continue the STAND program for the 2018-19 school year. Continue the contract with Dennis Jeffers for the audit of the activity and cafeteria fund. Approve the 2018-19 school salary schedules. Also would like to approve early dismissal of the following dates: August 15, 2018, September 19, 2018, November 14, 2018, January 16, 2019, February 20th, 2019, March 20th, 2019, and May 15th, 2019. Those will be the early dismissal days on Wednesday. Those coincided with the same days that we dismissed last year. Would also like to approve the Scott County School differentiated pay plan for 2018-19 school year. Would also like to renew the service contract with the Anderson Chemical Company. And would like to approve the following out-of-town overnight trips. There's a list: ESSA Directors Institute in Franklin, the LEAD Conference in Nashville, Tennessee, and the New Teachers of Scott High School Institute for CTE Educators in Nashville, Tennessee. The dates are on there coinciding with those. Would also like to approve the first reading of the board policy 3.600, insurance management, policy 4.608, transcript alterations, policy 4.700, testing programs, Policy 5.106, application and employment. Policy 5.118, background investigations. Policy 5.203, recommendations and file transfers. Policy 5.802, qualifications and duties of director of schools. Policy 6.300, code of conduct. Policy 6.309, zero tolerance offenses. Policy 6.314, corporal punishment, to allow punishment, which is or 6.314B is not to allow corporal punishment. And the last policy is 6.409, child abuse and neglect. I would also like to approve the deadline to waive the deadline for insurance benefits for one of our employees. Would like to approve the Tennessee Organization of School Superintendent dues. Would also like to ratify the ratification for the Director of Schools contract. And the last item on the agenda is to grant the following teacher for the upcoming school year tenure. Would like to add that either this month or next month, we would like to purchase 2 school buses. We did not receive our money this year from County Commission. So if y'all, Mr. Bowles, will be this month or next month, we want to look to do that, the buses ordered, or we need less time.
Quicker the better, because we thought we had to this next school year to get the other 2 buses, but according to what the state's saying, they're showing them, we got 2 buses they're showing out of service, 01-1 and 01-4. They've got over 200,000 miles on them. They kept telling me through the 18th year, which I took it as at the end of the 18th year. According to the way the law reads, when it reaches the 18th year is when it cannot have over 200,000 miles.
We do have some substitute buses
So
that
we
can
do have
run
enough
right
buses in there.
now. But I would like to go ahead with approval. We'll need to do this with a reserve. I've talked with Ms. Amanda, and we've also spoken with finance. So with y'all's approval, I'd like to go ahead and purchase 2 buses. We'd like to add that to the agenda, to purchase 2 buses, to bid, let me say, what we bid for buses for the, this year. More likely, approval of bid, we'll probably get the buses around January, somewhere around in there.
December.
Okay. And that's all I have. Unless y'all have any questions for me.
I do have a question for Mr. Bowles. Are we going to stay with the Cummins motor, or you?
Cummins, yes.
Okay,
Yes, they've been great.
okay,
The Thomas buses, the new ones we just got this last time, have no problems whatsoever with them.
okay,
There's been a little, light go out. They actually got a rolling maintenance that comes to us. We don't have to take them to Nashville or, Knoxville or anywhere else. They come here. So, the Bluebirds actually started doing that also. But international, they don't do that. We
okay,
have to take it either to Knoxville or Somerset.
okay.
Mr. Hall, I
Yes.
forgot something.
Okay.
The new teacher training, the new teacher luncheon that we have every year in conjunction with our SCEA, and we have invited another new teacher too. That will be July 30th, and the luncheon at 11:30. So
I'd
I
like to
know
invite you all too.
we always invite the school board and our principals, and so that is July 30th.
Also, the board remember our TSBA summer hall, July 19th to 21st. The department is, we are listed up on the deal this year, so. So I have this all questions for you.
Diane?
Yes, due to commitment that I can't get out of, I'm not going to be able to be at the school board meeting next week. And with that being said, I would like to request the board to put off the voting on the school director's contract until the following month, because I would like to be present next time.
Sorry, I'm late.
You did a good job though.
Thanks. I kind of throw in. Mr. Stanley? Mr. Thompson? You good too?
So what can I assume on that then? Do you think that's a possibility that we could put that off the following month?
Yeah, I think we haven't come to a number anyway, so, yeah.
I think we'll be good then. So so the August meeting will be
Yeah.
the contract?
I would suggest that we discuss the contract at the August work session.
Everybody be ready and think about that, and because this has kind of been a prolonged thing, we'll make sure we get that wrapped up in August.